Our subject from this passage in Colossians is principles for discipleship. Here we find 5 principles for discipleship. Now, for clarity, I ask you to consider this quote. It comes from John Piper, retired pastor and founder of Desiring God Ministries. He writes, every Christian should do 3 things. Number 1, every Christian should be helping unbelievers become believers by showing them Christ. That is making a disciple. Second, every Christian should be helping other believers grow to more and more maturity in Christ. That is making a disciple. And thirdly, he writes, and every Christian should be seeking help for themselves from others to keep on growing. That is also making a disciple. You all, based on the word in the original language, making a disciple can be any of these. And the fact is that making disciples is the key responsibility of Christians. And therefore, it's the key responsibility of the church. You know that from Matthew 28. Now, let me say this. Principles, we're talking about the principles of discipleship. Principles are fundamental truths that are permanent and necessary. Principles are central truths that serve as the foundation for a chain of reasoning or a system of belief or behavior. It's similar to a natural law like gravity. I mean, if you drop a fork, no doubt gravity is going to take that fork to the ground. If I lie to you, no doubt you're going to lose trust in me. It just happens. Listen, what I have today is not an exhaustive list of principles for discipleship, but here in Colossians 1 are 5 principles from which we must never stray. 5 key principles without which we cannot make disciples. There's no doubt. And as we discuss these principles, we're going to consider both the positive truth regarding the principles and the negative tendency that goes with it. We need to understand and apply these principles since the Lord intended for them to help us to make disciples.